Hello, new episode of Oldie But a Goodie right here, a video game adaptation. I feel like some of our most divisive episodes are on video game movies. Although saying that, I don't think we've done one since the 90s, our first year. So here we go, video game movie time. It's Lara Croft Tomb Raider. This is a fun episode about what I think is actually a pretty fun movie, but we'll get into that when the episode starts. We are joined by MissMandeee this week. Been a while since she was on last, but she's here to talk about this film with us. She is, of course, a Twitch streamer, plays Dead by Daylight, a bunch of other variety games as well. Make sure you check her out. Links are in the episode description. And as always, this episode is brought to you by our wonderful patrons over on patreon.com/oldiebuddygoodypod. If you want to join the club, it's super exclusive, but I think we might be able to let you in. You get some bonus episodes every single month, including what right now is a series. We're doing a series over there on Nicolas Cage, the Cagerama. The first episode is out right now on Ghost Rider. We're going through all of his wildest performances and started it off with a superhero movie. So you can check that out. Link in the episode description as well. But let's get into Tomb Raider. Here it is. Enjoy.
Imagine a year where giant magical stone golems' one weakness is just being lightly tapped.
Well, that's so convenient. What year is that, Zach?
The year is 2001.
And welcome to Oldie But a Goodie, the podcast watching films from 2001 in the order they came out in. We are in blockbuster season. It's the middle of the year. So many big budget movies. It's honestly given me a headache. My name is Sandro. I'm joined by Zach.
What a block that has busted, can I say?
Something busted this week. No.
Oh my god.
No. We're reviewing Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
I was just going to say that this movie was a bust, that's all, but you had different intentions, I guess.
Yes, the classic video game adaptation. And who else to get on a movie that's an adaptation of a video game but a video gamer? From Twitch, it's MissMandeee guesting this week. Hello.
Hello. This movie, I had never seen this movie originally when it first came out, so I was actually very excited to watch it.
Oh.
Yes, actually, it was.
Actually, okay.
Yes.
So it's your first time watching this. Zach, you hadn't seen this before, right?
No, I haven't seen this. No, absolutely not.
I saw this as a 12-year-old,
yeah.
quite young. I wonder why I couldn't remember the plot. I was distracted by something.
What's that? What could possibly have distracted you in this movie?
Yeah. Please elaborate.
Not sure at all. I remember hating this as a kid, though. The first time I saw it, I was like, my goodness, this is bad. I'm interested in what both of you think, because has my opinion changed? Maybe.
I was about to say, are you blinded by nostalgia? But it sounds like the opposite.
No, I hated this.
You hated it. Right.
He was a little film critic. Little film critic baby. He was like, this movie's stinky.
Yeah. It's not the first time I realized a movie could be bad as a kid, but it's definitely up there in that world. What did you think of this, though, Zach?
I agree with 12-year-old Sandro. This movie was pretty bad, but it was enjoyable in places.
Yeah.
I don't know, like Laura Bourne. Or
Laura Bourne? Oh, I see.
Jason Croft, sort of action.
Oh my god, it's Jason Croft.
It was pretty fun. Yeah,
you're struggling to come up with positive.
Yeah,
right.
that was the extent of my positive notes. I liked some of the lines, some of the characters.
There were some good little one-liners in this movie, I think.
Yeah. There was great one-liners.
For sure. What did you think of this then, Mandy?
Oh my goodness. For some reason, the only thing I can think about, and I apologize in advance for this, but it was like right at the start of the movie, there was a shower scene, of course. Of course. as you would expect, right? This is literally all I can think about when I think about this movie because it's so ingrained in my memory right now. But she's in the shower, right? And she flips her hair back. Like full on flips her hair back. No woman does that in the shower, can I tell you? That is.
What? I do that in the shower, for sure.
Oh, yeah, no. Men with beards do that.
Of course. Expected.
I do that all the time. Wait, you guys don't do that in the shower?
No.
That's like my main thing. I pose, and then I flip my hair back, and then I continue showering, you know?
Yeah.
What?
So.
Oh, I thought that's how everybody showered, because I watched this movie, and that looked like how everyone showered.
Literally, yeah.
And then I flash my butler when they walk in.
Yeah. Happens all the time. And
Yeah.
then HR calls me and tells me to stop doing it. Yeah.
Wow, okay. But, like, are you positive on this movie, Mandy, or do you think it's terrible?
You know what? I think the storyline was very easy to follow for the most part. Sometimes I struggle with, when there's too many characters or too many things going on. So I will admit that the simplicity of the concept made it quite easy to follow along as a viewer. But overall, the content...
The content, yeah, that's...
Content.
I have many questions.
There's a few questions, yes.
Well, look, okay, it's interesting hearing your opinions. It's interesting that Zach's opinion is quite similar to my original opinion on this movie, because I think, you know what, I am man enough to admit that this is a fun movie.
Oh, no!
This movie's actually not bad.
Actually,
not as bad as I remember it. Look,
Okay.
it's not good, but it's fun. And therefore,
that is true.
I think it's as good as Evolution last week. For me, I enjoyed this as much.
Whoa! Big disagree. Evolution was way better than this, at least.
It's definitely a better movie, but I think I enjoyed them the same amount.
Wow.
could it have anything to do with the main character, just by question?
I actually don't like Angelina Jolie in general. So
Woof,
Okay.
woof, savage.
I'm not sure. I think it's just because I like adventure movies like this, going into some ancient thing, uncovering something.
Like CGI water.
Yeah, like weird CGI water and time bubbles that purely exist because one of the team had a cool image of a dog skeleton and they were like, can we put this in the movie?
How can we incorporate this?
Why did they have to make it time travel of all the storylines? Because it makes everything I question about it. None of this makes sense. Like, if they can control time, how come they have to do it every 5,000 years? Isn't time irrelevant at that point? Also, how did they fuck up and lose the pieces if they can control time? A lot of questions.
Oh my god, that's a really good point. If they could control time, how did they... Yeah, you're right.
How did they fuck this up so bad that they had to split it up and then they can't do anything for 5,000 years?
So specific as well, 5,000 years.
Well, it's whenever the planets align.
Yeah, that's right, when the planets align perfectly, and then there's a solar eclipse.
Yeah.
And they can make magic golems. They can control time. They can make this machinery that only works every 5,000 years when the planet align, but they can't make a log swing hard enough. What is going on with these people?
I don't know. The Illuminati works in weird ways. I forgot that the Illuminati was the bad guys in this.
Yes.
Yeah. Why did they set up all these elaborate traps but still allow people to fuse the pieces together? I don't know.
Because they were inspired by the Indiana Jones movies.
I wish they'd been more inspired by the Indiana Jones movies.
To make something good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And less inspired by the Crystal Skull.
Wait until you see the sequel.
There's a sequel?
Wait, there's a sequel to this movie?
Yeah, this is the sequel from the director of Speed. I remember enjoying it more when I was a kid.
Oh, okay. Because I knew there were... I think I knew there was a remake.
Yeah, well, it's not really a remake, it's just based off the newer games rather than the old ones like this one. Anyway, Zach, you picked this out of a bunch of other movie options. I wonder if you're regretting and wishing you picked something else right now. I don't know.
Depends on my other options, honestly. I'm not afraid of judging my previous self. They make a lot of mistakes, especially in this podcast.
Well, your other options were Sexy Beast,
I do not regret so far.
a black comedy about an ex-gangster who is forced to take part in a bank robbery. I have no idea what that movie is.
Cool.
It stars Ben Kingsley as the Sexy Beast, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah, so far, do not regret my decision.
And your other option was Atlantis, the Lost Empire, the Disney movie about the adventurer who goes on to find Atlantis.
I definitely regret my decision. Why didn't we do that one? That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie, actually.
I've never seen that movie either.
What? You've never seen Atlantis?
I have not, no, unfortunately. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down right now.
Yeah,
Atlantis.
yeah,
How do I spell that? No, I'm just kidding. Atlantis.
Have you seen Treasure Planet, at least?
No, what's that? Treasure Planet.
It's the same thing. It's the same film.
It's all the same.
They're both the same.
It's the same plot, thank you very much. It's not the same film.
They're two separate movies or they're the same movie?
It's the same art style. They're both Disney movies, and they work pretty well together.
Okay.
But getting into Lara Croft, this was released June 15th, based off the video game series called Tomb Raider. Interesting that they added her name into the movie title. I think that's because her name was more popular than the name Tomb Raider, I guess. I don't know.
It is one of those names, Lara Croft. I don't know why I know that one more than just Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is an iconic name, it's true. There were 5 games out at this point in the series.
Wow.
So 5 glorious video game plots for them to choose from, and I don't think they chose any of them and made up their own.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Speaking of writing, it's got a story by credit from Mike Werb and Michael Collery, who both wrote the Nicolas Cage movie Face Off.
Ah.
Yeah. And also The Mask and Curious George.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hell yeah. Curious George?
Yeah.
That's my jam.
That's my favorite Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah.
And it's directed by Simon West, who is also best known for directing another Nicolas Cage movie, Con Air, the one where he's on a plane. He also directed the Never Gonna Give You Up video.
Oh.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Never gonna run around or
desert you.
Angelina Jolie is playing Lara Croft. It's hard to say what she's known for because she's done everything. But I guess Salt is probably the best film she's done.
Salt.
Changeling's good.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Eternals most recently, where she had to say dumb sci-fi stuff and it was very funny.
Oh, okay.
This is her first lead role in a blockbuster. It's not her first action movie, though. She was a supporting cast in the film Gone in 60 Seconds, also starring Nicolas Cage. Why? He's in it. Like, he's linked to this movie so tightly.
He can do no wrong.
So tightly. Why wasn't he in this? Anyway, what did you think of Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft, Mandy?
I think she played the part really well, actually. I feel like her aesthetic is very much suited to this role, I think. I think she did really well. Few moments she smiled a lot. She did a lot of smiling throughout the movie.
She did, yeah.
Which was something I noted. But no, I like her as Lara Croft.
Yeah, there's a few interesting things about her in this movie. The accent's a lot better than I thought it was originally.
Oh, that's right. That's not her real accent.
No. And something else in this movie wasn't real for her.
What's that?
Wow, that's subtle. They weren't triangle enough for me. They weren't polygon enough. That's the classic Lara Croft.
Another big name in this movie, though, is Daniel Craig as Alex West. He was best known for doing dramas at this point. This is his first action movie. He would then, of course, become the action star James Bond 5 years later.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, hang on a second. Why is James Bond here? What's happening?
And I like as well how he's doing an American accent, but is British. And Angelina Jolie is American doing a British accent.
They just decided to swap it for the movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They actually voiced each other's characters in the background. There's a lot of lip syncing.
Oh, that's why Lara Croft sounded like, oh, g'day, I'm Lara Croft.
yeah, exactly.
It's Daniel Craig doing
Sounds
it.
just like James Bond. That's how I knew.
His American accent has gotten better in like Knives Out and stuff, but it's still pretty good here. It wasn't as distracting as I remember it being. Ian Glenn plays the bad guy, Manfred Powell. He's Jorah in Game of Thrones. He's also Batman in the Titans TV show. He's a good bad guy. I liked him in this a lot.
I think all the characters in this movie were pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like, there was no character I had a real big problem with. It was more just the plot, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Every turn of the plot made no sense to me.
And then, yeah, the rest of the cast is like Chris Barry from Red Dwarf is the butler. He's great, obviously. Red Dwarf, incredible show. And John Voight plays Lara Croft's dad, who is actually Angelina Jolie's dad in real life.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
I feel like I should have known that.
That's funny when they do that sort of thing, where they get, like, an actual relation of the person to be there as a relation. I didn't notice it, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it didn't feel as good as it could have, because I don't think they were on set together.
Oh, really?
Because a lot of the scenes between the two of them are like, they're both standing at very separate sides of the room.
Oh, maybe their relationship's a bit rocky then.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've agreed to be in this film with you, but we're having issues right now. We're both going to film on separate days.
That would make sense why the story made no fucking sense. So, yeah.
This has got 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, overwhelmingly negative, although critics said that Jolie was a damn good action hero and we should do more of these, which she did. Audiences, a bit more forgiving, 47% audience score there, 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb, a solid B on CinemaScore, which is negative for CinemaScore.
Yeah, but it's not too negative. Like, we've had C's.
And this movie cost $115 million, which is surprising because they spent so much money on the effects, but they couldn't film anywhere that wasn't overcast. Every single location shot in this movie has got like a cloud over it. I don't know what...
Aesthetic.
Yeah. They CGI'd those clouds.
No, they're all fake clouds. Yeah. That's why it costs so much money.
Yeah, that's where all those millions went to.
Oh, that and the water effects. Incredible.
Mandy, what do you think this made money-wise?
Oh my goodness. If it cost $115 million, I don't think it would have gotten back what it cost, right? I mean, I don't think it would have. Mm-hmm. I feel like it could have gotten close, maybe. Like, maybe, I'm gonna go like 98 million.
98?
98.
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty close.
It's close.
It's blockbuster season, it's an action movie. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. I think it made its money back. I think enough 12-year-old angry critics went to see this movie for nostalgia of the game. So I'm gonna say this made 180.
180, all right.
I was gonna go with 200, but I feel like I should lessen it so I look less stupid.
Well, what if you combined the two? Because this made $274 million.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
I was way off. I apologize.
I was more right than I thought.
Yeah,
Yay.
this actually made quite a bit of money.
There you go. Dumb action movie wins again.
It wins.
I didn't factor in Angelina Jolie and her friends.
Oh, yeah, all her friends.
Yeah. They just watched it a million times.
And there's 3 taglines before we jump into the plot. What voice do I do these in?
Oh, you're British female actress voice, obviously.
I'm Lara Croft. All right, cool.
Oh my goodness, let's go. I'm so ready for this.
All right, the first tagline is, "Who is Lara Croft?"
Oh my god. Wait, why are they asking us?
I don't know.
They're the movie studio. Surely they should know who it is. They have the whole games franchise. What are they doing? Big thumbs down. Why are they asking me?
They put that on their poster.
Yeah, who is Lara Croft? I mean, sorry, who is Lara Croft?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a Jeopardy question. Who is Lara Croft? What is Tomb Raider?
What is Tomb Raider? It's extra weird with you saying it like that because it's like Lara Croft is asking me who is Lara Croft.
Oh, yeah.
Which is extra confusing. Very big thumbs down from me.
True. The second tagline is, "Oh!"
It sounds like a bird.
The second tagline is, "The biggest adventure begins."
Oh, the biggest adventure.
Biggest adventure begins. It's a bit of a bold claim.
Yeah. It's a big adventure.
Yeah, I'll give it a shaky thumbs up, I guess.
Thumb
sure.
up? All right.
It was a relatively big adventure.
I like it better than Who is Lara Croft.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'll say thumbs up to that.
And then the final tagline is, born into wealth, groomed by the elite,
Oh.
trained for combat.
I don't like the use of groomed there.
By the elite, no. I mean, they do it a lot, but just don't bring it up in your tagline.
Groom.
Yeah, no.
It's a very long tagline
Yeah.
as well.
It is also very long.
And it's also like, oh no, I meant to care about this character who was born into wealth.
Yeah, born into wealth.
Oh no.
Yeah, if it was like born into like misfortune and rose from the ashes, like something that make you feel for the character,
Yeah, like her father was murdered, and now she's the only one left to save the world. Makes me care about her character more than, hey, she was born into wealth. She had everything on a platter for her. Exactly. She's doing great.
I'm gonna have to go thumbs down on that one.
That's pretty big words.
All right.
Do you not agree?
No, I think they're all terrible.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I was about to say. Is anyone going to disagree with that? No one's going to disagree with that.
A better tagline for this movie would have been, there's a shower scene.
That's it, full stop. There's a shower scene.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would have gotten butts and seats.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think you're right. That would have gotten butts and seats.
I think it would have been more than 200 and something million.
Yeah. That would have added an extra 50 mil.
Hi, I'm Jacob Gerstel, and welcome to Tales from the Witcher. This podcast chronicles original short stories written by me and set in Andrzej Sapkowski's Witcher universe. The stories themselves are based on the adventures of my Witcher tabletop role-playing group that I run weekly for my friends. I novelize what happens after each session and record them here for you to enjoy. I have a lot of free time on my hands. We'll follow the exploits of a stoic bear school witcher, an alcoholic elven sorcerer, a resourceful craftsman, and a lively bard, as they try to stay alive during the Third Northern War. There's action and adventure, magic and the mundane, scheming and politics, elves and dwarves, war and peace, and, because it's The Witcher, a touch of philosophy. If you're a fan of the Witcher universe, serialized audiobooks, tabletop actual play reports, or fantasy in general, then this podcast is for you. I'll see you every Wednesday on the continent.
That's Not Canon Productions podcast.
All right, well then let's get into the plot of Lara Croft Tomb Raiding Tomb Raider the Croft. The Croft, Lara is in a tomb, and
Tomb Croft.
I'm raiding.
Tomb Lara.
Keep raiding.
What?
Keep raiding.
What?
Yes, the plot. Yep.
What's tombs got to do? Got to do with raiding? I don't know.
So,
Never gonna raid your tomb. That sounds like a euphemism for something.
Oh my goodness.
oh no.
No, keep going with that. I want to see where that,
I just want Sandro's head out of the gutter for like 2 seconds.
I don't
of this
think
movie.
that's it. Out of the tomb, thank you very much.
Ha ha! Speaking of being in the tomb,
Yes.
it's Lara Croft. She's hanging around.
Oh, she literally is hanging around.
Yeah, we have an interesting intro with her like zooming out of her eyeball, and she's doing a Catwoman, just hanging upside down.
Yeah, so we come out of her eye, and then we flip around, and we're like, oh, she's upside down. And instantly, the drum and bass just kicks in. The soundtrack for this movie is like if someone watched The Matrix and thought, what if there was more drum and bass?
Well, I am a big advocate for drum and bass.
Oh,
I
I love
love
it.
me drum and bass. It was a kind of constant in this movie. I didn't mind it. It's not the worst thing they could have done.
No, and I think that's maybe why I didn't like this as a 12-year-old, because I was watching it, it was like the early noughties, I guess. I don't know what year it was when I saw this. And like, drum and bass was so last decade, you know what I mean? I was over it. I'm a cool kid. I listen to dubstep now.
Oh my goodness. Of course you listen to dubstep.
But listening to it from a modern day perspective, when we're always looking back on music like this, maybe it aged better than it did the first time I saw it.
Ah, so here's the nostalgia you have for this movie. It's the drum and bass throughout.
It's all the drum and bass.
That makes sense.
She's fighting robots.
What?
In this opening scene.
What? Why are we fighting a CGI robot? Why is this the opening thing? Immediately I have questions.
Yeah, because she goes to steal a thing, and then a robot comes out, and then they have a big old fight.
I get the idea of what they're trying to do. They're trying to, start the movie off with a big action scene, entice the audience, get into it. But all I have is questions. Mm-hmm. Why is she fighting a robot in a tomb? Obviously, this gets answered in a second, but it still doesn't make any sense. Because why is she fighting a robot in a tomb?
See, I've got a feeling, you got a lot of questions about this movie. I'm just going to blanket answer them all right now. Why not?
Why not?
Because she never encounters a single robot ever again apart from the one she trains with, quotation marks. Because the reason we find out she's fighting a robot in the scene is because she's training with it and it's like a training robot thing. But why use like a robot? Because she never fights robots in the field. She just fights robots here. So she's not getting very good training. What she should be fighting is a giant, statue that collapses if you bump it too hard.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to magically make statues come to life.
No.
They're going to use the power of science.
Yeah, that's true.
Make a robot.
That's true. But, make it like something she would face in the field.
True.
Like people shooting at her. I don't know. That happened a lot.
But then you're going to have too many similar action scenes in the movie.
Oh, right. That's why they made this one different.
I was extremely confused when I was watching it. I was like, literally the first comment I wrote down, because I was writing down little things, throughout watching it. Literally the first comment, robots in a tomb? Question mark.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I'm glad we were both on the same page.
So yeah, I'm with you there.
Fantastic.
It was very strange. Obviously, it made sense eventually. I was like, okay, I kind of get it. They're not real, but it was strange. Yeah, and then you didn't see any robots. You're right. Throughout the rest of the movie,
no more robots.
Honestly, I'm actually only disappointed because there wasn't more robots.
So you got excited. They hooked you in with robots.
Yeah. If the bad guy had pulled out a combat robot for her to fight, that would have been great, I feel.
You say there's no more robots in the rest of the movie, but you're wrong because this movie was written by a robot.
Wait, it was written by a robot?
No, that's just a dumb joke.
Oh.
That's just a really dumb joke.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, we were very advanced in 2001.
Yeah. I would believe this story was AI generated.
Yeah.
You know what they should have had? They should have had a paintball fight. That would have been more... better training, at least.
And then there's a reason for her to go have a shower afterwards, because there's paint everywhere.
Of course.
Oh, she's sweaty.
What? Women don't sweat. It's 2001.
It's 2000.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Sorry. My bad. I retract my statement being completely and factually incorrect.
We've got to keep up the real facts on this show, Zach.
Yeah. This is a factual show.
What did you think of the visuals, though? Did you like how the robot looked, Mandy, or did you think it looked bad?
I think it was okay. I don't know. I don't really know what robots are supposed to look like, right? They're all different. I thought it looked good.
Yeah, it was like CGI. The good thing about robots is that they're meant to be shiny. So CGI usually goes well with robots.
But not necessarily giant statues.
No, we haven't got there yet.
She has a shower, and then she's wearing a towel, and the butler comes in, and I was like, oh, it's the guy from Red Dwarf. And he's like, here's a dress. I'm trying to turn you into a lady. And I was like, huh? And then she flashes him. So then we cut to an evil council, and they explain the plot. Mandy, what do they want? What's going on?
Yeah, please explain the plot to me.
You want me to explain this? Oh,
Yeah.
Please go through the plot and explain what the bad guy's motives and incentives are.
Right. So there's these pieces of a triangle thing that they need that are on two separate, they're in tombs and different parts of the world or something like that.
Yep.
And they need to be retrieved and brought to the same location. And they also need this other thing, which we then find out where that other thing is.
What is this other thing?
The eye,
Someone's eye?
we need someone's eye. Yeah. It's a sacrifice type situation every 5
Oh
years.
man,
Yes.
this is like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, so they need that, but they need it really soon because it has to be perfect. There's an alignment of the planets every 5,000 years, and I think the eclipse. I think at the start of the movie, we find out that it's like a week away.
Yeah.
So they need this like within the week.
Wow, that's pretty soon.
Yes.
Better get moving.
Yeah, better get looking for those pieces.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Does that kind of explain the plot, sort of?
I reckon that's it.
I just had a few questions.
Okay.
Now, what's stopping them exactly from bulldozing the entire temple and just extracting the magical Dorito pieces?
Well, you see, those temples are heritage listed, and therefore you can't touch them.
Oh, that's why the Illuminati waited 5,000 years to get the magical Doritos.
I did like that, though, how they're like, we've left this up to the very last second to retrieve these pieces. We haven't planned this.
Did they only just find out about this and then they're like, I didn't understand why it was so quick all of a sudden. Like, oh my gosh, we have a week to save the world.
Oh, yeah, that was very stupid. And the dad who's dead, spoiler alert,
Lara Croft's dead dad, yeah.
sends a letter to Lara Croft warning her about all this shit 3 days before it's all going down. You couldn't have sent that, I don't know, a month in advance? A year in advance? Because it's like, oh, you better hurry now. You better go. Because you've only got this limited time.
Oh,
Why didn't he give her, I don't know, a year's warning or something, so she could prepare?
Because then the movie would be too long.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So there's a few holes here.
Also, the Illumawati. That's a quote from Doctor Strange that I hate. Also, Lara Croft, she pronounces Uranus as Uranus.
Uranus.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Uranus is a pronunciation of Uranus, but she pronounces Uranus weirdly as well.
Yeah.
Uranus or something, and I'm like, oh wow, you really skirted around that one.
Oh, she finds a thing and a clock. This is clock.
One of those ticky clocks, hey?
Yeah, the middle of the night, she wakes up, there's a ticky tick ticks, and yeah, she finds something.
Yeah, she gets the all-seeing eye. And she's like, this looks like a thing for the movie. And so she gets on her motorcycle and goes to an auction.
She's like, I'm gonna get rid of this important plot point.
Yeah.
Well, she goes to the auction to talk to the old guy that used to be the friend of her father's. To have a look at the clocks. He's like a clock expert.
Yeah.
All that's explained is he's like, I can't help you, but I know the bad guy, the main villain of this movie. Do you want to talk to him? I bet he knows about it.
And so she's like, all right, I'll go see the bad guy.
I had to bring it up now, but this has been bugging me and I need to talk to you. Because the problem is our plot piece is a time travel device.
Yes.
Right? So if the bad guys succeed, they have control of time.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
If the bad guys succeeded, they could go back and give themselves the time machine, right?
Yeah, this is why time travel is very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like it should be used as a plot point when you're in a stupid action movie. Because, the bad guys surely then should know that they have zero chance of succeeding because they never did. Because if they did, they would already have it. Because once you have a time machine, time's irrelevant.
Yeah, true.
Sorry to pull that one up. It's just been bugging me for a while.
No, I thought that throughout the entirety of this movie as well.
Yeah. Also, she can't manipulate reality once she has the time Dorito.
Time Dorito?
But she also can, though, because she goes back and changes that guy's death, right?
Yeah.
But she's told she can't save her dad. Because they explain it like, oh, it just happened, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, but if you have a time machine, time is irrelevant, right?
Whether you go back 5 minutes in time or you go back years,
Yeah.
it's still time travel, right? You would think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it like the more things that have happened after?
The impact that it would make?
The butterflies.
Butterfly effect, there we go, yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm confusing myself here by thinking about this too much. So
Same.
I'm gonna pull us back and move us on. But I'm just saying, why did you have to make it time travel?
Just like a time traveler, I'm going back in time to remove a lot of that from the episode.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm removing that from my memory so I don't have an aneurysm.
But yeah, that's right. When she time travels at the end, there aren't two Lara Crofts, so I guess you time travel back into your old body, except when she goes to see her dad, she looks like she does now and not a teenager, which is when her dad died.
Yes. So how does the time travel work?
I don't think it does.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of things. Just have, like, your Ark of the Covenant, whatever. Just can murder a whole lot of people. Not time travel. Make a super magic bomb.
It's a magic bomb.
Just zaps people. Yeah.
Lara Croft, a magic bomb.
Yeah.
Would you watch that movie, Mandy? Lara Croft and the
no.
magic bomb was zapping people?
No, I would not. I would not watch that movie.
She goes back to her own house and does ballet in the air with wires.
Oh, yes.
And then soldiers attack. And then the ballet turns into drum and bass.
Drum and bass.
Everyone's favorite.
Did you like that shot where lightning crashes and we quick cut between like 10 different angles of her face?
I don't remember that shot. I was very, very much so just in awe of how that all even started and how quickly she was able to tackle all of those people in her pajamas.
Yes, in pajamas. I forgot that she's in pajamas for this sequence.
The lightning does not ring a bell for me, but what does stand out in this particular scene for me is when she was riding the motorcycle and she does this like front wheelie on the bike and then she like does this like 180 turn and knocks out a dude with the back wheel of the motorcycle. I was like, damn.
That was pretty good.
That was
a bit
pretty
of
clean.
bike foo on a guy.
Yes,
pretty great.
yes, it sure was.
Oh, and there's the guy with the night vision glasses as well, so she turns on all her cars. So all the lights on the cars, they blind him.
Yes, and I think she said something like, I just found my car keys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What a kick-ass action line that was. I just found my car keys.
But the bad guys still steal the all-seeing eye.
So which is interesting because just previous to this scene, she had met with Manfred Powell and explained this eye to him. And she only brought photos. She didn't actually bring the item because I don't think she probably trusted this guy. But he said a really funny line. He said she was showing him the photos. And he said, it's a shame you only brought photographs. And she said, sure is. And he said, this is a pleasurable torment. My ignorance amuses me. I thought that was very interesting. No one talks like that.
No one talks like that who isn't the main villain of an action movie.
So you can assume that these people were sent by him, right? Because she had shown him.
Oh, absolutely.
At this point, you can pretty much assume that, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I feel like this guy isn't that great.
Not a good dude.
He might be the villain of the piece. Yeah.
We did see him in the Illuminati just earlier.
The Illuminati aren't necessarily evil, though.
Yeah, well,
like, as a concept, that's something that always annoys me in movies, is like, whenever the Illuminati is in it, everyone always thinks they're the real bad guys. And I'm like, are they though?
Well,
are they though?
They're trying to control everything in the background, right? They're trying to control the Earth, right? So
yeah,
that's why
I guess they're bad to Americans who like freedom.
Okay, whoa, hold up. So you're saying the Illuminati should have a better light put on them, that freedom should be taken away from people? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that the Illuminati aren't as bad as everyone thinks they are. If they would exist, they're the same as the government, so it's like, whatever.
Oh, right. So you're saying the Illuminati are good, and the Illuminati are the government.
I'm just saying the Illuminati are as bad as any other government body.
Oh, that's facts.
Most movies also depict the government usually as bad as well, unless they're an American movie.
No, the Americans love their evil governments.
Well,
That's why
yeah.
they keep electing them.
Oh my.
Oof.
True.
Anyway, she gets a letter the next morning in a weird sequence that doesn't make any sense, and we won't get into it. She wakes up and has a calling towards a crate. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no. I like how she just randomly tortures this. Well, doesn't torture, but like taunts this delivery guy.
Oh, yeah.
Because he comes in, he's like, what the hell happened here? And she's like, oh, I just hated everything this morning. Which was funny.
I woke up this morning and I just hated everything. Yeah, that was good. No, sorry.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and I just hated everything.
Yeah, great. Perfect.
She's got a letter from her dad full of poems and clues. And I
Perfectly
wrote
timed.
down a massive paragraph in my notes here just to try and figure out what was going on. I'll read it word for word. The paragraph is, triangle made of a meteorite can control time.
Yep.
A city had it, but it was destroyed, so they split it and hid the pieces.
Yep.
She needs to go to a tomb during a particular part of the planetary alignment to find the first half of the triangle. Also, watch out for the Illuminati.
Yep.
The world depends on this.
And there's a thing where they discuss, like, oh, you've only got, like, 68 hours or 78 hours or whatever to get the triangle and then go to the other one. You know, how are you going to do it in this time frame? And all I could think of is, like, just why didn't the dad send the letter earlier? Just send it, like, a week earlier so she has time to prepare or something, you know?
That's what I mean. It was a prearranged letter for that exact day. It's so strange.
Yeah, I'm glad he's dead. Got him.
Yeah, true. What a dum-dum. Is he dead, though? That's the big question. No, he is dead in this one.
Yes, we saw him get shot in, like, a flashback cutscene, right?
Yeah, but, like, every single Lara Croft game is like, is the dad actually dead or not?
Oh, right. Is that a thing?
In every single one of them.
Oh, nice. I can't wait for the dad to make an appearance in the second movie.
Yeah. I don't think he's in the second one, because they couldn't afford the actor.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, she's off to Cambodia. She goes there, and the bad guys are already there. And the bad guys have a quote where one of them's like, into the belly of the beast. And Daniel Craig says, and out of the demon's ass.
What?
I was like, what? What does that mean?
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. That's so dumb. Yeah, why does he say that?
I don't know why he says that. Into the belly of the beast and out the belly, out the... No, I don't like it. I've never heard anyone say that.
Where is the beast? And where is its anus? What? How are they climbing?
So they're being swallowed and then pooped out, basically.
Yeah.
Is he not a fan of the jungle? Is that the reason?
Maybe.
I don't know. All I know is magical flowers summon a girl.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
I don't know. It's never explained throughout the entire movie. There's just this, like, magical child that appears.
Yeah.
That is like, hey, Lara Croft, don't be dumb, idiot.
Could that be a time travel thing?
Oh.
That'd be a great explanation if the movie had done it.
If the movie actually had explained that in that way, yeah.
Yeah. Although the temple does have magic.
Yes, this is a magic temple.
It is a magic temple.
Tomb.
A tomb.
That's been raided.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, yes, tomb. I keep using, like, temple. This isn't Indiana Jones or anything. It's completely different because it's a tomb. Wait, but it's not... Did anybody... I mean, some bad guys died in it. I guess it became a tomb, but the whole point of a tomb is it has, like, a dead body in it, right?
You would think so, yes.
Yeah, well, you're thinking about it too logically. It's a history tomb. It's a tomb of history.
Oh, it's a tomb of the rest of the world, because if they get the magic Dorito together, they'll be doomed. So it's like a tomb.
Yeah, that works as well.
They'll be tombed. I get it.
Oh, the bad guys call themselves Tomb Raiders in this scene. I forgot about that. That was cringy.
What are we? Some kind of tomb raiding squad?
Yeah, I think Ian Glenn's like, I hired Daniel Craig because he's the best Tomb Raider around. And I was like, I hate that.
Oh, yep.
Is that a job title? Tomb Raider?
It must be, right? It's a thing.
Do you put that on your CV?
Yes.
Like, hey,
Freelance Tomb Raider.
hey, I steal from dead people. That's what I do for a living.
But who are they stealing from? Who owns the things inside this tomb?
The ancient time people.
But they're not alive anymore. They don't own anything.
No, because somehow they fucked everything up, but were able to have... So they fucked everything up, destroyed the city, but then had enough time to build these tombs.
Yeah, who built the tombs?
Yeah, there was like an ancient civilization. They misused the time travel powers, so they all died. And then the pieces of the triangle magically appeared in tombs.
Magically.
Yeah. Well, in the flashback, it's like, then they were sealed away or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, but who did the sealing away? Was it the people who died? Was it other good guys? It never explained. Anyway.
Never explained. Maybe it's the famous tomb the tomb pre-raiders.
Pre-raiders?
Pre-raiders? They're not raiding it. The tomb fixer-uppers, the tomb fillers.
Oh yeah, the Tomb Flippers, my favourite show on 7 Mate.
On this episode of Tomb Flippers.
But this tomb for $250 is worth $500.
We're gonna make this tomb home again.
Let's crack this baby open and see if it's worth anything. Oh my god, there's CGI water in here. That's worth a fortune.
Whoa. Yeah, that happens. They go into the tomb and they gotta do stuff in the tomb.
They have to do things for sure, yeah.
What do they do?
There's a log. I know that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's this big old swinging log. But the log needs to swing a perfect distance. What's interesting though is that where the log needs to, pierce this particular thing, like there's a staircase leading up to it. Like couldn't they just go up to it, shove a knife in there and just like, is the log necessary?
Well, you see, Mandy, if they did that, there would be no tension in the scene.
Right.
Of course, all the characters are aware that they're in a movie and need to create tension.
That'd explain why they don't kill Lara Croft as soon as she's like, hey.
Oh yeah, because she's like, you're gonna put the eye in the wrong spot. I know where to put it. Give it to me.
So here's a point. Here's a little thing. Why does she help them?
Because the movie has to happen.
Yeah, but if she just, hear me out, doesn't help them in this 2-second scene, whatever, she wins.
They would all die.
The whole point is to stop the bad guys from getting the magic Dorito, right? So if she just doesn't help them and they fail, then she wins.
And they have to wait another 5,000 years.
Yeah.
But if they fail, the triangle piece will probably get destroyed or something, and she wants to use it to see her dad.
Oh, right.
Because she needs to have a character arc where she realizes that she can't do that. And
Yes, but her dad wanted her to destroy it, so if she just left it...
Yeah.
Yeah, the dad would have been like, oh, thank goodness. Maybe he should have wrote about that in his letter and sent it earlier.
But to be fair, if you knew you could control time, if you knew that there was a device to control time, do you think you would do it to see an old family member or something?
No, I'd go back and find like a cheese toastie that I made and then repeatedly go back and eat that same cheese toastie over and over again.
I respect that.
I'm hungry right now.
Same. That actually sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking about cheese. Because of the Dorito, the magic time Dorito, it's a triangle piece. And I was thinking of other triangle-shaped
Triangle
pieces of food.
Yes. You want some fairy bread?
Some fairy bread.
Oh, fairy bread. Yeah. Absolutely.
We've got to add context because our American listeners have no idea what that is.
Oh, yeah, it's an American listeners.
Fairy bread is a piece of white bread with butter on it and then also like sprinkles.
It's an Australian delicacy.
I had some this weekend. I went to a mate's 21st and he had some there, and I was like, I'm a grab myself a slice.
At a 21st birthday party. I respect that as well. Great.
So yeah, they pierce the urn, CGI water does stuff. That water looks so bad.
That was it was going up in like different directions, and it looked very strange.
The CGI water makes the stone statues come to life as well.
Yeah, now we have animated statues.
Yeah, some of them looked alright.
So what they do is they just all leave because they've got what they came for and they just run out. And that's the end of that scene.
Oh yeah, because Lara has the triangle piece.
Yeah, they have the triangle piece, so they have literally no reason to stay there now.
But they're men. They've got to fight.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Hey, fun fact though, Lara Croft stays there and fights too as well. She doesn't run away either.
Yeah, because she's not a lady. Remember when she said that earlier?
Oh, right, sorry. My bad. Yeah. Why did they stay there? Why didn't they just leave?
They were kind of being surrounded, right? They were being surrounded by statues, and there was a lot going on, and I don't know why they just didn't leave after that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they wanted to get the piece from her because she took it.
That makes sense for the bad guys to stay there because Laura has it, so they want to get it off her. But why does she stay?
I think so she grabs the piece, right? The half of the Dorito piece. And I'm pretty sure the eye was still in the slot that she put it in. And they grabbed the eye. And I'm pretty sure to get the second piece, you probably need the eye as well. So
Yeah, that was a whole plot point.
but then the final boss comes out, or what looks like a final boss, that huge statue thing.
Massive, big old statue with multiple heads.
Thank goodness the other little statues were weakness was being knocked about or shot. Why did they stop moving when you broke parts of them?
Because the stone is 5,000 years old.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I can forgive that. They're just run down. They're probably just crappy magic statues at this point.
Yeah.
I can relate.
They need a bit of doing up. Someone needs to make the magic Doritos so they can go back in time and fix these bad boys up,
Now, I think this movie is really dumb and really fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. But this is a terrible moment where it's Lara Croft versus giant statue that's killed everyone. And she's out of bullets. She's trying to shoot the big bad guy, but oh no, her gun's out of bullets. And the statue sees that her guns are out of bullets. And what does it do, Mandy?
It just it stands there and lets her knock the big old log into it.
Yeah. And not only that, but it also smiles.
Wait, did it smile?
It smiles as it's getting knocked over.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, it was really creepy. When she ran out of bullets, it's like, ho, you've run out of bullets. Does it know what guns are?
I guess
Does
it can
know
think.
what bullets is?
Yeah.
Is it a sentient being? Did she just murder the only living statue in existence?
Then the big log hits the statue and it falls over. Did you like the really long, drawn-out slow-mo there, Mandy, when it was falling over?
I did actually, because it's a very large statue. It would take a long time to fall.
Yeah, good point. Anyway, we're going to Venice now. It's Venice time. Even Venice is overcast.
Yeah. Man, you really noticed the weather. I wasn't too bothered by it.
Yeah, well, because at first I was like, is this movie directed by Zack Snyder? Because everything looks really dull. But then I was like, oh no, it's just because they shot this during autumn or something. Just looks weird.
And then she calls up the bad guy and she's like, hey, we're totally cool with each other. Let's meet up in Venice. And he's like, oh, hell yeah, let's do that. We shot at each other, but we're cool now.
We're cool now. Well, yeah, because they've got the art. No. Does she have both pieces?
No, she has one.
She has the half of the magic Dorito, and he has the eyeball of plot convenience.
And they need the second half of the Dorito, and they're going to work together to get it.
Yes.
Yes.
I forgot about that because all of that was said just before a scene where we see Daniel Craig in the shower.
Another shower scene.
Another shower scene.
It's also super unnecessary because nothing happens in the scene.
No, because she shows up, says hi, and then leaves.
That's it.
That's the whole scene.
That's the whole scene. They have a quick chat. She's like, you're looking fine. And then she leaves. And that's the entirety of the scene. I was like, why is this in this movie?
It didn't seem super necessary. It was a nice, I think it's where they had the throne type things. It was a nice room that they wanted to include maybe in the film. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, she shows up in Daniel Craig's place, sees him naked, they chat. She leaves. Daniel Craig's like, oh, well, now I think I need a cold shower. I was like, mate, you just had a shower.
You just had a shower. They exchange eyes, though. There's a little gaze that happens between them. He's standing naked in front of her. He's dripping wet. She looks at him a certain way.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Cold shower time.
Also, they go to Venice purely to get a plane to Siberia as well. There's, like, nothing happens in Venice.
Oh, no. Because the idea is they meet up so he can explain the Illuminati, right? Because that's where their Illuminati chair is, so they can throw knives at it.
And she says, the Illumawati? She says that line.
Which is a vital part of the movie, I'd say, Sandro. Wouldn't you agree?
It was a great line.
So it does make sense that they go to Venice. But I think the bad guy just wanted to have, like, he wanted to chill in Venice for a bit, you know? It's a nice place.
Anyway, they go to Siberia. What's that quote? Is it the tech guy who's like, oh, my bum's gone to sleep again, all the way down my left cheek?
Hey, I love the tech guy. He was great.
He was good. Who is he? I think he's from the IT crowd, maybe? I don't know. He looked familiar.
Yeah, but he was great throughout the movie. I thought he was some good comic relief. They, like, at one point when the bad guys were, like, attacking the house, they put, like, a wooden bit in front of his door, and he's like, oh, you bastards, you know. Oh, it was a good time.
Oh, he's Australian. The tech guy's Australian.
Ah, there you go.
Ooh.
Australia represent.
Oh, he's played Hitler a bunch of times.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what? Like, wait, multiple times?
Yeah, I think he's Hitler in Preacher, and also in another movie.
Talk about typecast.
Yeah. He's a good Hitler in Preacher, though, to be fair, it's a parody of Hitler, so...
Hey, look, I would put that on my CV.
Yeah.
My CV is getting extensive. I've got Tomb Raider, great Hitler impersonator, you know. That's a pretty good CV right there. She just hands over the magic Dorito to the bad guys here.
Yep.
And at this point, I'm out of questions for this movie. I'm like, sure, she just hands it over, and they don't immediately just shoot her. Because isn't the whole point that they don't kill each other is because they both have a bit?
Yes. And she just hands that right on over to them.
I guess they need her because she's the expert, right? But, like, it's not explained, so they just leave her alive for no reason.
True. We get a very long travel montage as they're doing snowing and they're flying and they're talking to village people and they're doing more snowing.
They get a bunch of dogs and they go sledding. It's great. I knew they were in Russia before the movie told me they were in Russia because of the furry thing on her head.
Oh.
Ah, yes.
And that's what we call visual storytelling.
Literally, I felt so smart. I was like, you know what? She looks kind of Russian here with this hat. And then it comes up, Russia. And I'm like, oh, yep, makes sense. Great.
Oh, yeah. But thank goodness they always put the location in the corner there, so I know exactly where they are.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I would have had no idea.
But the sledding scene through these like caves was very interesting. It was very, very funny how they were just zooming on through there with those dogs.
They did like to zoom. Those dogs looked real fluffy.
Super fluffy. Good boys.
I felt bad for that one that got space timed into his guts.
I was so worried for the dog. Oh my.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, are they going to kill the dog?
My heart stopped. I was like, they're not doing this. They're not doing this. And then the dog just came out the other side and I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, because they enter the final tomb and there's like floating clouds of time.
No questions, officer.
And then the dog jumps through it. You see the inside of it. That scene purely exists because one of the animators had a cool effect on their computer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Do you know what should have happened? It should have gone through the time thing and came out as a puppy.
Oh, that would have been cute.
That would have been so much better.
Yeah, exactly. And then she, like, puts the little puppy in her coat, and so she just has this puppy.
For the rest of the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, there's a giant planets thing in the middle of the tomb, and it starts to move because the alignment has begun. And these dumb goons climb up onto the machinery.
Oh, no.
And, like, 5 of them get killed.
It looks like a kid's science project gone wrong. Like, there's just...
Yeah.
It's going around and around.
And, like, why are they climbing on it? Like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're looking for. They're stupid. And also, like, one of them gets crushed in the most horrifying manner.
Yeah, one of them just gets crushed. One of them gets thrown and drowned.
Everything else has been super PG. You don't see it. But, like, there's, like, 2 things coming together, and all I could imagine was him getting smushed, and I was like, this is horrifying.
Yeah.
I'm going to have nightmares about this poor goon getting crushed. I hope when she time travels back, she saves this one goon, because that was terrible.
Yeah. But then she's like, oh, I've got the piece, because she puts the thing in and she gets the piece out of the machine. And so they combine it. They combine the two Dorito pieces with the eye in the middle, because it's like, it's not working. What's wrong? And then you got to put the eye in the middle.
I like how the Illuminati, there was the big quotation marks bad guy is there for like 2 seconds, so he can hold the things up and start chanting or whatever. He starts the speech.
Yeah.
And then the other bad guy just shoots him.
Enough of this twaddle, innit? And then just shoots him, yeah.
Bang.
Yeah, he says it just like that.
That's pretty good. Actually, yeah, he kills all the Illuminati people. He kills them all.
Yeah.
And then he kills Daniel Craig with a dagger to his chest, and then his leg gets stuck in a cog, and he says, oh, Lara Croft, you gotta let Daniel Craig go. You have to let him go. No more bubbles.
No more bubbles. And she tries to kiss him underwater, like that's gonna help.
Well, she's giving him oxygen. It makes perfect sense. I don't know why you guys are, criticizing this movie.
I'm not criticizing it. I think this movie's great. I enjoy this movie a lot. It's good fun.
You guys have a lot of questions about this movie. I don't know. It makes perfect logical sense if you just think about it, alright?
I think they just needed a little romance in the movie. No one had kissed anyone yet, so
Which is why they had the shower scene earlier, so we could know that he's hot, and therefore it's okay that they are getting together.
they get you all hot and bothered, and then at the end you get a little kiss, and then he dies.
Oh, no.
Hey, well, at least he got his cold shower then, right?
True.
'Cause this is Russia. That water's probably freezing.
And then, yeah, the bad guy's like, well, I killed him, but I can bring him back if you give me that piece from the eye that you just got. And then the triangle is now a time travel Dorito. Except, when they combine the triangle, they are then transported to an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
Weird dimension. Yeah.
Where they've got to run up the side of a pyramid, and whoever gets to the top first gets the power.
But only Lara Croft and the bad guy are teleported?
Yeah, I guess everyone else is dead.
And why are they teleported? He just has the triangle at that point. He should have won. But the movie was like, oh, we can't have him win, so we'll teleport them to this thing. And because she does good cardio, that's the thing that saves the world, is she can run slightly faster than the bad guy.
Yeah. She gets the Dorito chip and goes to see her dad, and the dad's like, I never wanted this. You gotta destroy that triangle.
And she's like, well, why didn't you write that in your letter, you stupid old fuck? You fucking idiot. You could have wrote that down.
Yeah.
I could have stopped this movie from the first piece. I helped them find it, This whole movie I've been helping the bad guys find the pieces. Why did you specify in your letter that I shouldn't have done that?
Exactly.
So she alters time basically by essentially freezing time. Then she takes the dagger and she turns it around the other way. So she turns the dagger around the other way and then I guess restarts time, or did she? Because then the dagger went towards him.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's not like the dagger went towards the other guy, but just backwards. It changed direction and went back to Powell. That was interesting.
Yeah, because he threw it and then she paused time and moved it, and then it kills him.
Yeah.
But the momentum would have been sending it the other direction, yet somehow by turning it around, the momentum sent it. It's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you also expected it to fly at James Bond and hit him stump first as well, handle first. Which I thought was going to happen. It was going to clatter to the ground, and then, Daniel Craig was going to be like, hey, you fucking threw a dagger at me, and he pulls out it, they start fighting or something,
Well, clearly none of you have ever watched The Flash, and the rules in The Flash are whatever direction the sharp point is pointing at is where the momentum is aimed.
That makes so much more sense.
Oh, it's the sharp pointy bit. Which makes sense as to why she grabbed that bit in particular to move the knife around so her hand would bleed.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. Because she also does that instead of grabbing the handle.
The handle? What? Why?
Yeah.
So he's now stabbed, and Daniel Craig, he's alive. So Daniel Craig helps everyone get out of the tomb, and Lara Croft hangs back to talk to the bad guy about her parents.
Yes. Well, he has the father's watch, which was one of the things at the start of the movie, I think.
Yeah,
It was like a
it
flashback
is.
at some point. Because it has her mum on it.
As a mum. They have a fist fight. Very Jason Bourne, but I thought it was actually a pretty solid fist fight. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, all the action scenes are very Jason Bourne. Can I mention that? Like, it's very jump cutty.
Yeah.
Which has been, Jason Bourne has been criticized for its sort of jump cutty combat. But I thought it was alright.
I actually liked it in this one a lot. I think it added 2001-ness. I think it's because as well the drum and bass just makes everything feel like it's very 2001. So I think it all works quite well. Anyway, he dies. I think she punches him so hard he dies, and then the tomb floods. And so she's got to run because everything's exploding. Because, like, whenever you go into a tomb and you change something, everything then explodes in the tomb.
Well,
it's just a fact of tomb raiding.
Well, the first one already used statues to kill the good guys that they wanted them to get
Yeah.
the Doritos. So now this one has to explode or crumble in.
Yeah, explode or crumble in. And so she escapes on a dog sled. And you would expect, exciting drum and bass to play during this scene. But no, they play funk, which was weird.
This is odd. This is another one of the scenes where she's like laughing as well. She's very gung-ho.
She's smiling the whole time. She's so excited. I mean, that looks like a fun scene to film. Like, she's sliding all over the place. She probably was having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just confronted your dad through time travel and killed the murderer of your dad. So you're probably feeling pretty great.
Talk about closure, right?
Oh, yeah, it was revealed that the bad guy killed her dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in another movie, perhaps we would get a scene with her and Daniel Craig, and they're like, we love each other. This was set up during the movie. But no, we don't see Daniel Craig again. Instead, she goes back to the mansion, says goodbye to her dad, and then fights a robot again.
No. Better twist, Sandro. Better than all this setup. She puts on a dress.
The dress.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah, she does put on a dress.
Because that was set up way earlier in the movie, remember? That was the most important bit of this movie, was that she wasn't a proper lady.
There we go. It all comes full circle right there at the end.
Oh, and Where's Your Head At plays. That's an iconic drum and bass song from 2001. Good song.
Yeah.
Good song. Like, the whole soundtrack to this movie is pretty good.
That's a good song. Yes.
Where's your tomb at? Raid. I don't know.
That's a great song.
And that is Lara Croft's Tomb Raider. That plot is dumb.
Oh, yeah. It had one or two holes in it that I may have gotten a little too intent on. I apologize.
Yeah.
But
I think that's my thing with this movie is I just turned my brain off. Where was my head at? It was in the bin.
Yeah. This is definitely a turn your brain off sort of movie.
And I think that once you do that, it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed this way more than I think I should.
Yeah, it was enjoyable to watch for the most part. Yeah, even though there's some cute, confusing things that definitely weren't explained.
Yeah.
Like the little girl and a lot of the time travel stuff. It's still an enjoyable movie to watch, I think.
Yeah. Especially with at least one drink.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. And I have seen it again. And I was pleasantly surprised the second time round, so I am actually going to give this a goodie,
Whoa!
which is surprising. Does it deserve it? I don't know. But I am going to give this a goodie.
I think it's a goodie as well. I mean, I never saw it back when it first came out, so I think it was an enjoyable movie to watch. So yes, it was a goodie.
Excellent. Well, 2 goodies. I was not expecting that. Zach, where are you at on this?
Well, everyone else has given it a goodie. But I don't think it's a great film. And also, what is the time Dorito? What is the motivation for people? What is anything happening in this movie? But it was very fun to watch. So I'm going to give it an oldie. But it's one of those oldie lights, those ones where it's not necessarily a bad movie. It's just like your time might be spent watching Indiana Jones. I mean, other movies that exist.
Definitely.
G'day, Kegel here from Aussie Rap Duo Kegel and Greg. I write funny songs with my true blue bestie Greg, who sounds a lot like Sandra from the podcast you're listening to right now. Coincidence? I think so. This episode of Oldie But a Goodie is brought to you by our debut album, Keep 'Em Wondering, which is out right now. Here's a sneak preview of one of the songs.
The dynamic duo from the suburb at Easton, and to our day one fans, this is for you, that's why we're singing. G'day, g'day, tell me how you going today? G'day, g'day, tell me how you going today? G'day.
Oh my goodness, that sounded so good. I'm gonna have to go listen to Keep 'Em Wondering by Kegel and Greg on my favorite music streaming platform right now. Cheers, enjoy the rest of the episode. Bye.
All right, we will pitch a crossover to this, which I'll explain in just a second. But as mentioned earlier, there are sequels. There is a sequel in 2003 called Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. It gets way more supernatural than this one does.
I feel like I'd enjoy that.
Is it explained better, though?
I can't remember. Probably not.
Honestly, I think magic just being magic is better than time travel is just being time travel.
Oh, it is a little bit more like Indiana Jones because it's about Pandora's box. That's right.
You see, that's exactly the kind of thing that would have been better than, like, time travel Dorito. Is just like, oh, this box full of the evil.
Yeah.
Boom. I feel like that one I'm going to like a lot more if we ever watch that.
And yeah, it's directed by the guy that made Speed. Gerard Butler's in it. And yeah, it made money, but Jolie decided to move on, so they never made a third one. Instead, they made the reboot. Again, it's not a reboot. It's an adaptation of the 2013 game, which is very different to all the other games in the series.
Yeah. That one's super, like, gritty, right? You know?
Yeah, real gritty, real realistic, real fun.
Yep.
More of a survival game than an adventure game. Came out in 2018. It's okay. Got some good stuff. Got some stuff I don't like in it, though. A sequel for that has been in development for ages. There hasn't been any updates on it in over a year, but it is currently being written and directed by Misha Green, who made a great horror TV show called Lovecraft Country. So if she's still involved at this point, I reckon that's going to be a real fun movie.
Probably got delayed because of certain disease things that happened, which everyone loves hearing about.
Oh, yes.
I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't sound like a real thing.
Doesn't sound real. No, can't be real.
yeah, fake.
But anyway, it's time to come up with a crossover, because Mandy, it's 2001. We used to pitch sequels, but no one cares about sequels in 2001. We're all about crossing over with other things, you know?
We did just talk about sequels for like 5 minutes there, but no one cares about that stuff.
No one cares
We're
about
only into crossovers.
So crossover into another film, is that what you mean? How is it not Indiana Jones?
Oh, good point. We have done an Indiana Jones film on this podcast, because that's the thing. It's got to cross over with a movie we've done on this podcast before.
Perfect.
Because I've got a random number generator. It's going to generate a number of one of our episodes. And the episode it lands on, crossover between Lara Croft and that film. I'm generating a number. It's number 27. That's very early.
Oh, wow, that's really early. That movie's probably not good, is my guess.
It is a very good one, actually. It's probably, I think this was your favorite film from our first year of the show.
Oh,
it's Forrest Gump.
Oh my.
What? Whoa! Forrest Gump x Tomb Raider. Oh my god, we got Forrest Gump going into tombs.
Forrest Gump going... I like it. Okay.
That's great, because he can do that whole, like, almost slapstick where he goes through and just, like, everything turns out all right for him.
Yeah, like the Mr. Bean sort of thing where he's very clumsy, but in being clumsy, he ends up getting out alive.
So maybe it's like a week earlier he learns about a specific fact.
Well, in the book, he goes to space.
What?
Yeah, in one of the books, he goes to space.
Oh, cool.
So, like, he's interested in some historical thing, goes to check it out. Mandy, are we introduced to him in a shower scene, though?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've seen Tom Hanks in a shower scene before. Has it been done?
To the Googles.
No, don't Google shower scene with Tom Hanks.
Maybe don't Google.
He did a scene in a bathroom in the terminal, but that's just him kind of flailing around taps.
fully clothed though, right?
No, he's in his underwear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that'd be a brilliant way to start the film. Yes.
Yeah. Does he have a romance with Angelina Jolie?
No, she falls in love with him, but he is totally unaware of this fact and goes throughout the entire film having no idea.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, and there's of course the moment when Angelina Jolie goes, "Oh, run, Forrest, run!"
Yeah.
Perfect.
With her iconic voice.
He's got to escape a boulder.
Yeah, they could totally rip off Indiana Jones, have a boulder, and the boulder's coming down, and it's like, come on, we gotta go, Forrest. And he's like, huh? And it's like, run, Forrest, run.
Oh, and he does that thing where he has the hat. He's got Indiana Jones's hat, and he says, "I saw it in a movie once."
Yeah.
What do we call it, Mandy? What's the name of this film?
Oh no. Forest Tombs. I don't know.
Forest Tombs.
The Tomb in the Forest. Ooh.
The Tomb in the Forest. Ooh.
I don't know.
Lara Gump.
There you go. Lara Gump and the adventures into
Forest's Tomb.
Tombs.
Yes, there we go. Perfect.
That's coming to a cinema never. Although that would be a pretty funny film, not gonna lie.
But we definitely are bringing the baby husky, the time-traveling baby husky into this.
That becomes the Minions. It gets a voice.
Oh, no, why'd you, no.
Oh, you're giving it a voice. Oh, no.
Just don't give it a voice. That's awful. You've ruined my movie, Sandro. It was going to be a cute little dog, and then Forrest Gump and him are going to get along, and in the end, the little dog's going to save the day because it uses its time-traveling powers. But now it's a Minion, so I hate it.
Now it's Minions. I got an invite to go see that new Minions movie the other day, but it was at 10 in the morning, and I said no.
I'm going to say the husky gets crushed by a boulder because of you.
Harsh.
That's the noise the dog makes. Harsh.
Oh my god, poor thing.
You're a bad person. No.
All right, it's time for raving reviews. This is the part of the show where I grab the best reviews I can find in the only place where good reviews exist, which is the audience reviews for Rotten Tomatoes. I write them down. I tell you what they reviewed it, and you guys have to guess what they rated it. The scores go from 0.5 to 5. So there's 0.5s.
Okay.
Just note that one of these reviews I have written down. And at the end, you can earn a bonus point, which is more like a catch-up mechanic for Sandro, if you can guess which one I wrote.
Ooh. Okay, now that we know your feelings on the movie, I feel like I've got this. I feel like I can pick this out.
James says, big, dumb, and a lot of fun. A true guilty pleasure.
Ooh.
Oh, guilty pleasure. Okay. And it's between 0.5 and 5, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So what did you think James with a guilty pleasure rated this?
I think he would have rated it at least a 4.5.
Well, that's very high.
I think he liked it. James liked this movie.
Yeah, no, that he does seem to like it.
I think that's a good guess. I'm gonna, It's always hard with these ones because some people rate it 1 star, but then said it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. That is true.
I'll go 3. I'll go 3.
3. Oh, you're both very close. It's 3.5.
Ooh.
3.5.
So if we're doing closest wins, I get a point.
Yes.
But if we aren't doing closest wins,
I could just say no, but we've done closest wins every other time, so I guess I'll say yes.
Yes, give him the point. He's correct.
You can add well, he's the most correct. He was still wrong.
Correct. You are correct.
Oh, thank you. All right, I get a point as well. Put that one on the board.
Point for you. Yep.
Excellent. Russell says, if you enjoy this film, you should feel guilty.
Oh my goodness. Is that a dig at James?
Perhaps. Perhaps. I just like to reorder these things so that they sound like it. But yes, Russell is specifically angry at James.
Yes, I clearly.
It's got to be 0.5, surely.
That's my answer as well. 0.5.
You're
It
both
has to
going
be.
0.5?
Should I change my answer though? Should we have
No.
Okay.
You can absolutely, because Russell didn't rate it 0.5. He rated it 2 out of 5.
Wow.
We still both get a point, though.
Perfect.
Steve.
Oh, no. Mandy hates Steve's.
Oh no, not Steve. This will be good. All right.
They nailed the look and feel of the game. Unfortunately, they also nailed the emotionless character and thin yet convoluted plots as well.
Ooh.
2.5.
I'll go 1.5.
1.5. Well, fun fact, it's 2 out of 5.
Oh, no.
So you're both getting a point again. William says, stab the statue in the belly. Okay.
What?
That's the whole review?
That is the entire review. Let me say it again for you. Stab the statue in the belly. Okay.
Well, I guess that person's saying how dumb that scene is, so it's probably negative. So I'll say 2?
They're only referencing a tiny part of the movie. An irrelevant kind of part of the... I'm thrown. I'm gonna go 3.
Hey, well, guess what? It's a 3 out of 5.
Oh!
You've got it right on the dollar.
We're even. Let's go.
Even now, yeah. 3 each, with Zach on 1 point still.
Yeah. Well, I'll get there, I think. We have Gremmy, who says, is this a good film? No. Do I enjoy watching it? Yes. Whack it on for a bit of nostalgic fun.
Don't say whack it on.
Whack it on.
They said, whack it on.
I think Sandra wrote that one. Nostalgia. I'm gonna whack on 3.5.
Oh, okay.
3.5. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
3.5 whack on level. I will then go for a... Do I force a tie and also do 3.5?
Wow.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Just whack it on.
I'm going to say it's a solid 3.
Well, you're correct, Sandro, because it is a 3. Oh, no. So once again, Sandro taking the lead, and we're out to the final question. There is the bonus point, of course, but Steven says, and this is my favorite review, star, space. This... space, star, followed up by 95 exclamation marks.
No way.
Oh, it's like fuck this shit, but they've censored fucking shit.
Is that
it?
Perhaps. I don't know.
I'm going to stick with my narrative that, yeah, this person is censoring themselves, hating this movie, and I'll say 0.5.
Ooh, that's probably a good guess.
I would like to go 0.5, but if we are both correct, like that, I'm not going to win that. I'm not going to win either way.
Well, no, because there's the bonus thing where you have to guess my one as well.
That is an extra point there, yeah.
Okay, so to even it up, okay, 0.5. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, it's 0.5. Yeah.
All right, 1 point each.
Sandro is 1 point ahead.
Yes, he
currently.
is.
So to tie it up, you need to get this one correct, Mandy. So, first off, Sandro.
Oh.
Which do you think of these reviews was my one?
I think your one's the belly one. I think that's yours. Part of me just thinks you do a meme one. So I'm going to say it's that one.
I do like my memes. All right, you're going with William stab the statue in the belly. Okay.
I have to go with Steve's one.
Steve's one. Well, unfortunately for both of you, you're wrong. I was actually Russell, and I said if you enjoy this film, you should feel guilty.
You went for James.
You attacked James.
Yes, I was attacking James.
Poor James. Oh.
You never expected me to be the villain the entire time.
What a twist.
I'm gonna give myself another point.
Oh, you got another point.
Because I fooled you.
Well, with that, Zach's on 2 points, Mandy's on 4, and I'm on 5. Mandy, that does mean that you don't lose, though, because you're not last, which means you technically can still plug your stuff, because Zach's last this time.
Woo!
And losers don't get to plug their things, but you're not a loser, so you can go ahead and do
I am not a loser. You are right. Oh gosh, right. Plug my what?
What?
just whack on your promotions here. You know?
Right, I'm just gonna whack it on, plug it up. Right, okay.
Yep.
So, my name is Mandy. I am a streamer on Twitch. I go by MissMandeee with 3 E's. I primarily play Dead by Daylight. I occasionally do a few other games. If anyone doesn't know what Dead by Daylight is, it's like a killer horror game type. Kind of, I guess, would you say it's kind of like an arcade style game? Like, not really arcade style, but like, you know.
It's like short rounds that you play with for friends. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can play with your friends and everything. Unfortunately for me, I don't have any friends, so I usually play solo.
Relatable.
I'm just kidding. But yes, I do primarily play Dead by Daylight on Twitch. Streaming usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time till about 11 p.m. depending on how the stream goes. We also like to do a lot of marbles on streams if you guys like playing with marbles. So come check it out.
And there's links in the episode description right there. Check out your previous episode as well on Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Great film. Another great film.
Another great film. Oh, you finally saw the sequel as well.
I did finally,
a couple weekends ago.
Unfortunately, see the sequel to that movie, yes.
We're on all the things as well. Instagram, Facebook, everything is in the episode description. You can click through to those links if you want. Patreon.com/oldiebuddygoodypod. If you've got some spare cash hanging around, want to help the show out, we really appreciate everyone who jumps over there. Our Nicolas Cage series is on right now, and the first episode is live on Ghost Rider and also Morbius, because Zach watched it and couldn't shut up about it.
Hey, I'd love to promote it now, but I lost, so I can't promote anything, unfortunately.
That's true. You can't promote Morbius. But it doesn't need your help because it's bombed again in the box office.
Oh my god. That is so funny that they've re-released it because everyone was memeing it and it bombed again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So good. So good. Great movie. No, it's not. Link in the episode description if you want to go ahead and check that out.
All right, Sandro, it's time for you to choose a movie for next week. We've got a few options that I'm rather excited for.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
The first of the movies is Dr. Dolittle 2.
Ooh.
Yes, Eddie Murphy is back to talk to animals and help them protect a forest from developers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it a tomb forest?
Oh, please no. All right, the second movie is A Fast and the Furious.
Oh!
It's about family and cars and family.
Don't need friends when you got family.
I would like to tell you more, but I've never seen the Fast and the Furious movies, so...
You haven't? No, you haven't. Wait, so this is the first one?
Yes, yeah, I think it's the first one, and not the fourth movie.
Mandy, have you seen Fast and Furious?
I have seen a couple of them recently, yes, because I went my whole life without seeing them. So I've actually seen The Fast and the Furious, that movie.
Wow, actually, that's
surprising.
Oh yeah? Would you recommend?
Yes, I would.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's a recommendation from the guest.
I do like those films, yeah.
The Princess and the Warrior. A nurse at a psych hospital almost dies, and then she starts a relationship with a veteran who is now a criminal.
Oh, so it's not fantasy. Okay, never mind then.
No!
Wait, a nurse, a princess, a warrior, a veteran? There's a lot going on in that.
There is a lot going on there. And I'm just too confuddled to wrap my head around picking that one.
That sounds like there's nuance.
Nuance?
And like things you have to pick up on.
Ew,
gross.
I hate subtext.
Yeah, I want the plot laid out in front of me.
Dr.
I'd like to do Dr. Dolittle.
But it's the sequel, though.
Yeah, but you can watch the first one. If you pick the second one, you can watch the first one.
But then I gotta watch the second one as well, and I don't
Do you not like
think...
animals?
You prefer they got crushed by a boulder.
Yeah, which is why I'm gonna pick Fast and Furious, I reckon.
Ah, there you go,
because Vin Diesel's head is a boulder that crushes animals. I don't know. The first Fast and Furious movie is It's interesting. Also, we did Driven a little while ago, that racing film. It would be cool to compare the two, I reckon.
Great choice.
We'll do that next week. Wrapping it up right now with the best quote from Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Mandy, did you have quotes that you liked from this film?
I personally liked that quote from Powell that I mentioned before. This is a pleasurable torment. My ignorance amuses me. That one's probably my favorite.
My favourite would be, must be one of those ticky clocks, eh?
That is a pretty good one.
One of them ticky clocks, yeah?
And my favourite quote is, of course, from the movie Lara Croft Tomb Raider. The Illumawati?
The Illumawati?
Oh, no, sorry. The Illumawati!